8 Ways INFPs Are More Powerful Than You Realize. INFPs have a keen way of engaging with the world, communicating through art, writing, and an unflinching optimism. I've been thinking a lot recently as I sip my coffee at my laptop with my kitty nearby. Specifically, how it took a global pandemic lockdown for me to recognize that being introverted, and so capable of entertaining myself in my brain, is, in fact, a blessing. I've spent a lot of energy lamenting how introverted I am, how much alone time I require, and how stressful it is to be constantly surrounded by people, even if I love those people. It can be perplexing at times. Nonetheless, I'm coming to terms with the fact that my power as an INFP, one of the 8 introverted Myers-Briggs personality types that account for only 4 to 5% of the population in the United States, will never come from having a loud voice, speaking over others, or even being the most organized person. Rather than that, INFPs engage with the world in a calm, sensitive manner, communicating through art, the written word, and unflinching optimism. Indeed, did you know that William Shakespeare, Audrey Hepburn, and Lisa Kudrow are all INFPs? For every INFP who has ever felt out of place, know that your demands are genuine, your energy is valuable, and your power shows through. This is how. Before anything else, please remember to like, subscribe and comment because we donate $1 for each new subscriber each month to www.savethechildren.org. 8 Ways INFPs Are More Powerful Than You Realize. 1. Our ideas are familiar. We are adept at amusing ourselves in our own heads. We INFPs are quite capable at entertaining ourselves in our own heads. This is true for virtually any situation, not only during a global shutdown. Is this a tedious meeting? I am not disoriented, I am thinking. Do you have no plans for the weekend? That is ideal. It's time to reflect, read, and journal. We don't require nearly as much external stimulation as we once did. We are nearly never actually bored when we are able to sit contentedly with our own thoughts. While we frequently second-guess our words and actions, we rarely lose sight of our own ideas. My workplace may be disorderly and the world may be descending into a gloomy type of chaos, but my ideas naturally fall into place, providing me with a safe haven within my own head. A fantasy or an imaginary story I'm writing in my head can help me get through the day, particularly if I'm feeling depleted or overwhelmed. This capacity to be at ease with ourselves and our thoughts serves as the foundation for our strength. 2. We're virtually like psychics in that we can read your mind. When you've spent your entire life in a world that isn't built for individuals who think like you, comparable to how introverts feel in an extroverted society, you must develop survival skills. Perhaps it stems from our unique communication style and our ability to communicate our own sentiments and wants in a protected, nuanced manner, but we INFPs have a proclivity for picking up on these similar indications in others. Indeed, an INFP is typically so adept at reading people that we may be able to deduce their thoughts before they express them. Personally, I notice small details. Someone who is biting their nails or fiddling with an earring is most likely worried. Or a small pause before speaking something indicates that a person's comments may not be genuine. While these little perceptions are not fail-safe, after all, we are not mind readers, they frequently come close. 3. Before we say anything, we have anticipated every possible outcome of a dialogue. Not only are we INFPs adept at reading others, but also at anticipating how our words will be perceived. Before a conversation occurs, we've probably planned or laid out our role hundreds of times. Having envisioned dialogues in our brains equips us with the ability to forecast and comprehend others' perspectives, even if we are perplexed as to why a meeting couldn't have been an email. Power does not always come from having the loudest voice, shouting the most words, or bossing others about. It comes from understanding them, and I believe INFPs excel at this. 4. We include an unexpected element, such as a perceptive remark. Have you ever had someone say, "Wow, I didn't think you were all that interesting until you said that?" With one fast, smart remark, the entire room is riveted. I also recall looking forward to writing tasks in school. Instructors saw me differently when I turned in an outstanding paper, even if I continued to be completely silent in class discussions. INFPs generally dislike having their writing read aloud or speaking out in front of a large gathering, but when we do, it earns us enormous respect. There are days when I wish I could talk as effortlessly as I write, but preserving writing and knowledge for the appropriate circumstances surprises people and makes them all the more important. 5. We completely appreciate the value of community. This one may be counterintuitive. The majority of introverts are quite comfortable with a few close friends or acquaintances and long for alone. However, INFPs adore people. We enjoy contemplating them, reading about them, writing to them, and having imagined discussions with everyone in our heads. As much as we crave solitude, we recognize our need for community. We know this because it has the same effect as going to the gym. It is tough and time-consuming, yet it transforms us into better individuals. When we do establish a group, we frequently resist because we require recharging. Speaking with someone, rather than just thinking about speaking with them, consumes valuable time and energy. Face-to-face communication with an INFP must be profound in order for us to connect, and while this adds meaning, it may also be taxing. Our community operates on energy, but we cannot provide it to everyone. INFPs are typically not attracted to idle chit-chat. We require confirmation from others that they are loved, significant, appreciated, and understood. Leaving our heads and entering the world of actual, living, physical people demands a bold strength from inside. 6. We are ecstatically optimistic, even though we have a harsh inner critic. Because we INFPs are frequently self-aware and aware that we do not take criticism well, the majority of us likewise do not dole it out. That said, I am aware that I occasionally fall into the trap of sugarcoating anything I say in order to avoid offending people. Have you ever been told that you are the happiest person in the room? Perhaps you are an INFP. However, we frequently conceal a harsh inner critic from everyone except ourselves beneath a glowingly happy facade. This natural optimism, when mixed with our inner critic, provides us with a keen sense of what we, as well as others, require to grow. We rarely yell at people or shrink them down as a result of their blunders. Instead, we instill confidence and support in them. Again, this power is derived through absorbing the energy within and around us, responding to it, and according to the golden rule, treat others the way you like to be treated. 7. Our idealism is limitless. I once attempted to resurrect a dying plant with only water and affection. It did not work, but it did not deter me from attempting. A perpetual optimist, an INFP is idealistic about everything. And while this may be deemed impractical or unreasonable, it merely indicates that we are dreamers. We have a tendency to perceive the best in people, even when they are blind to it. This is frequently what prevents us from succumbing to despair. And, if they're lucky, we get near enough to them to demonstrate how they appear to us. I believe that introverts are survivors, given that some individuals may not understand an introvert's personality characteristics, and that survival requires strength. So what does it mean to be an introvert and an optimist? That requires the kind of ironclad guts that you don't see every day. 8. Our presence has a calming influence on others around us. This may be one of the most incredible ways in which we use our power, even if we are unaware. We have a strong dislike to disagreement and would prefer that everyone just be nice and get along. Hello, idealistic nature. However, when this does not occur, we devise means of resolving difficulties. We are receptive. Have you ever found yourself altering your energy levels to correspond with the people around you? INFPs usually have an ability to act as a mirror, reflecting back the best qualities of the people around us. Being heard, acknowledged, and understood is a fundamental human need that is frequently disregarded. I believe that introverts, particularly INFPs, are endowed in this sense. Remember, being an INFP is a gift to the world, even if you don't always realize it. You hold the power. Shine. That's it for this video. Before anything else, please remember to like, subscribe and comment because we donate $1 for each new subscriber each month to www.savethechildren.org. See you again.